Assalamu alaikum. Myself Ahkam Ansari, student. I am back again with yet another video lecture of information technology. In this particular video lecture, we will learn if, else, if, and else. In our previous lecture, we have seen if and else. Okay, where we check certain condition by using if statement, and if condition is true, it will move in true block, and if condition is false, it will move towards else block. But sometimes we need to check multiple condition at a time, means we require more than one if. Okay, so in that case we can use if and else if. Okay, if we need to check multiple condition, in that case we can use if and else if. Okay, for example, I want to check, for example, I want to accept a number from user, and I want to check whether number is positive or negative. So if you notice that in that question or in that statement, if we are going to check a value whether it's a positive or negative, so there is only one condition, number can be positive or negative. We can use by using only one if, means we can put if condition like if number is greater than 0. Okay, if number is greater than 0, I just want to show you. For example, if you say coding, if condition. So if you put something, for example, I am writing code inside the Javascript, so I can write condition like this: if, for example, number is your variable, number is greater than 0. This is the logic, this is the condition by using that. So here when you use if block, so there could be two block. One block is called as a true block when your condition will true, and again the second block you will have, that is a else block. Okay, means your condition when in false condition. Okay, so now you have two block if you are using if else condition. So if you notice that in my question you have to accept a value from user, for example that value is stored inside variable num. Okay, so you will check num is, that is number is greater than 0. If number is greater than 0, if condition is true, you will say the number is positive, and if condition is false, means number is less than 0, so you can say it's false and it's negative number. Okay, so but in case if user entered 0, if user enter the value 0, okay, so how you will check whether 0 is greater than 0 or 0 is less than 0, both the condition are false or not true. You can say 0 is not greater than 0 or 0 is not less than 0. So in that case you have to use multiple if condition. So if you want to check multiple condition, in that case you have to use one more statement, that is called else if. Okay, what is called else if. Then inside that you have to check if number is greater than 0, you will say number is positive. Else if number is less than 0, you will say number is negative. Okay, number is negative. Else if this condition is also false, then it will come inside the else part, and you will see some number is 0. Means here you are going to check your condition twice. First it will check if number is greater than 0. If condition is true, the number will be positive. But if number is not greater than 0, means it will come inside that, and again it will check number is less than 0. If it will check less than 0, it will come. If it is false, means it is not, because if user enters 0, so it will not be true over here, and even it will not be true over here. So the last condition will be that number is 0. You have to directly go in else part, that number is 0. Okay, so we will do the same program, and in our examination many time there is a question accept value from user and check whether number is positive, negative or 0, because number can be positive and number can be negative. Even user can enter 0, so in that case we have to display proper message. Okay, if number is greater than 0, we have to display message that your number is positive. If number is less than 0, we have to display your number is negative. But in case if some smart user come and enter 0 value, so in that case you have to specify some message, some good message that you have inserted or you have entered value 0, which is not negative and not positive. You can specify that kind of message. So finally, what is mean by if else? If in if else we have to check only one condition, but in case if you want to do multiple condition, if you want to perform, if you want to check multiple condition, in that case you have to use this one. That's a else if you can use. Means if this condition is true, it will work. Then again you can check by using else if. Then again if you require, for example, if you want to accept 4 5 number and you have to check which number is greater. Okay, if you have to accept 4 or 5 number and you have to check which number is a greater or greatest number. In that case you have to check a number with every pair. For example, you have number like a b c d, you have entered some number a b c d and you have assigned some value to that particular variable. Now first you will check if a is greater than b, then you will say in true section you will say a is greater. Then again you will move to else if, again you will see if a is greater than c. Okay, again then you will say a is greater than d. Means you have to check a number with the all the pair available. So in that case you required else if. Okay, you require else if. Let me do the program, then we will come to know how else if work. So I am going to open a notepad file, in which first I will write a simple HTML program, that is my doc type HTML, and inside that I will have HTML and closing HTML. Okay, then we have important tags which are required, like head tag, closing head tag, then body tag and closing body tag. Then let me change the background color, bg color equal to, I will take orange. Okay, now I will add one h1, or I will take h3 and one h3. Inside that I will add if and else if statement in JavaScript. Okay, if and else if statement in JavaScript. Let me show the output. Just we have added simple HTML. So first time you can assign any name. For example, I am going to assign test. Already we have test, so I am going to assign test5.html. okay, so let me show the output, which is file, this one, the file, this is the file which we have created, test5.html. okay, so this text is coming, if and else if statement in JavaScript. So let it understand by using a simple program. Okay, so again I am going to write one more h1 tag, in which I am going to write question. Okay, what is question? Our question is write a program in JavaScript to accept a number from user and check whether number is positive, comma, negative or 0. Okay, this is our write a program in Java to accept number from user and check whether number is positive, negative or 0. Okay, we will perform this practical or this question by using if else condition. Okay, so this is our question. Let me write question 2. Okay, finally this is our question, write a program. Now we will write program by using, means we have to accept a number. So to accept a number, first I will write code for JavaScript. How to write code for JavaScript? Just add script tag inside your HTML page. You can insert inside the body tag or head tag. So script tag I have added. I will use one attribute called language, and inside language I will say JavaScript. Okay, then I will declare a variable where number, okay, where number equal to, I will take prompt, and inside that I will say please enter any number. Okay, and I will use parse int method because I have to check. So I will say parse int. I think you are getting what I am doing, because this thing we have done in number of the time. Okay, I am just declared a variable which name is num, and inside that I am going to store some value by using prompt and parse int. You know what is the use of prompt? Prompt, it will create a prompt box and user can enter any value. And what is the use of parsing? It will convert the entered value by the user into integer number. So this line will, I just want to display. How to display? Just write document dot write, and inside that I will write number. Okay, number means the name of variable. The name of variable, this is the name of variable. Let me change it. Instead of number I will num, otherwise you will confuse. Okay, so I have given variable name num, and I am going to display the value. Okay, let me save. Fill back to your browser. Now you will get a prompt box in which you are getting please enter any number. For example, I entered 254. Okay, so this 254 will be displayed. Okay, so you are getting 254. Yes or no? See, 254 means the value entered by the user. We have accepted a value from user by using prompt parse int, and we have stored inside variable, and by using this line we have displayed. So we, in our question, we are not going to display the value entered by the user, so this line not required. I can comment it. How to comment? Just give double forward slash, so this line will not execute. Let me save. Now everything will be happening, but you will not get any 254 will not display. Okay, I am going to 1 2 3 4. I click OK. Everything is working, but you are not getting because we have commented the this line which is used to display the value. Okay, now we have to check this value, the value is stored inside num variable. We have to check. How will check? By using if condition. If is a statement in which we can check certain condition, and on the basis of its result we can write some another code. Like inside true we can write some code, and inside the false block we can write some code. Okay, so I have to go over here and I will use if, then bracket, then its opening bracket, and after that I will write else and its opening and closing. And what I have to do, I have to write code. First inside that I will see what I have added. I have added this 4-5 line. Okay, this block is called as a true block, this block is called as a false block. And how we come to know? On the basis of this condition. If condition is true, this block will execute, means your cursor will come inside that, your pointer will come inside that, and if your condition is false, this line of code will execute. So let me check the condition first. Okay, so first I will write the condition over here, means my condition is num is greater than 0. Okay, if num, what is a num? Num is a value which is stored inside num variable. Okay, num is the name of variable which stores some value. Which value it will store? It will store the value which is entered by the user by using this prompt box. Okay, so the value entered by the prompt user by using prompt, it will store inside variable num, and I am going to check if num is greater than 0. So there is a two possibility. If num is greater than 0, now it will execute this block. Okay, it will execute this block, and if condition is false, it will come and it will execute this block. So inside that I am just going to give a message. Okay, inside that I will just give the message, Ctrl+C I have pressed, Ctrl+V, document.write, I will give a message. I will say first here I will give num. What does mean by num? Num means the value entered by the user. Num plus, I will give some message, is positive number. Okay, so what you will get? You will get the value entered by the user, and this now we have, by using this plus symbol, we have concatenated this message and this value, the num value and this message. If the condition is true, obviously the number will be positive. So for example, user entered 5. Okay, by using this prompt, user entered 5, so it will check if num is greater than 0. So num have 5, so 5 is greater than 0, condition is true. If condition is true, it will come and it will execute this line. It will come inside that block and it will execute whatever you have written. So you have written document.write, then you have written num. Num means the value entered by the user. So here it will display 5. So 5 is positive number, you will get output like that. And this block will not execute, because if condition is true, it will directly execute this part only. Okay, but in some cases, if user enter -10, okay, if user enter -10, again it will check -10 is greater than 0, condition is true or false. Condition is false. If condition is false, it will not go inside that block, it will go inside that block and it will execute what you have written. So what we have to write inside that block, Ctrl+C I have pressed, and here I will say Ctrl+V, and instead of positive I will say negative. Okay, I will say the number plus I will attach some message, number is negative number. Okay, so let me show the output up to there, then I will show you why we required else if. If you can do the whole thing or many things by using only if and else, so why we required else if? I just want to tell you why we require. So this is my program, let me open it. So now you have to enter value. For example, I have entered 125. As we know, 125 is positive number, yes or no? But we have to check by using our code. So this value will store inside variable num, and then this value will store 125 is stored inside variable num, and and after it will store inside variable num. Then it will check 125 is greater than 0, condition is true or false, condition is true. So it will execute this block. This block is called as a true block. So it will execute this block. And what you have written? You have written num, that is 125 is positive number, will be your output. Okay. When I click OK, see what you are getting. You are getting 125 is positive number. Okay, let me zoom it. Okay, 125 is positive number. Okay, so why 125 is coming? Because we have written num. So the value of num plus I have written this message in our document.write is positive number. In case you enter any negative value, for example I am going to minus 50, I have entered minus 50. Now this minus 50 will go inside that num, yes or no? Because whatever you insert inside the prompt, it will store inside variable num, and you are going to check minus 50 is greater than 0, condition is true or false. Condition is false. Okay, condition is false. So it will not go inside that loop, inside that block. It will directly go inside the else block. Okay, it will go inside the else block. Okay, and it will display minus 50 is negative number. Okay, let me click on OK. So you are getting minus 50 is negative number. Okay student, but in some cases if your user is very smart and he want to check whether you have written correct code or not, or he want to check the quality of your coding, your programming skill, so he will say, okay, you have given this for me, I can enter any number, so I am going to enter 0. Okay, I have entered 0. Now what will happen if user go and click OK? So that 0 value will go inside the variable num, yes or no, and it will go inside if. After that it will go and check 0 is greater than 0. 0 is greater than 0. Condition is true or false? Just tell me student. 0 is greater than 0. Condition is false. So it will directly come. It will directly come in else part because it's not true. 0 is not greater than 0. So it will not go inside the true section. It will go in false section, and it will display this message: document.write 0 is negative number. As we know, 0 is not a negative number. Okay, 0 is not a negative number. If only this condition is completed, we can say that the 0 is less than 0 is greater than 0, condition is false. So by using this condition you will get 0 is negative number, but it is not correct. 0 is not a negative number. So in that case we need one more condition to check. First condition we need to check whether number is greater than 0. If condition is false, again we have to check whether number is less than 0. Again if that condition is false, then we can say the number is 0. Means we need one more if condition, and that if condition will come in else part, because this is the not true. Okay, this section is called as a true, but by using this condition it will always goes in false. And if in false condition, if we directly display this message, our programming or coding will be false, wrong, because 0 is not a negative number. So inside that I will say else if. I will just add else if, and inside that I will write num is less than 0. If it is less than 0, I will say is a negative number, because now this part will be considered as a true part. Then if it's not less than 0, then we will say else, and I will write else block, and inside that I will pass a message which message I will pass? I will pass document the number is zero. Getting student what we have done? Okay, means if this condition is not true, obviously it will come inside the false part. But again, if you are going to check condition in else part, so you have to use else if, because inside the else you cannot check any condition. Okay, else is nothing but a default value. If this one will not execute, definitely this one will execute. Okay, if you have two coin, one coin is of 10 rupees, one coin is of 5 rupees. If it is not 5, by default it's a 10. You are not going to check whether it's a 5 or not. Okay, you have two coin, one is of 10 rupees, one is of 5 rupees. You have checked. If coin is of 5, if condition is true, it's okay. If condition is false, it is by default 5. Okay, so no need to check. But in certain cases where you have to check more than two conditions, like here, number can be 0. If number can be positive, number can be negative. So in that case you can use one if only. But even number can be of 0. Means here we need to check three conditions. One is whether number is greater than 0, then whether number is less than 0, then if it is not greater than 0, not less than 0, now we can say the number is 0 itself. Okay, that's why we have used else if. Okay, we have used else if. Means if this condition is true, it's okay, we can say positive number. But if this condition is false, so it will come inside the else. Again inside else we have to check whether number is less than 0. That's why we have used else if. Okay, that's why we have used else if. Then if even this is true, so it will say okay, number is less than 0, we can say it's a negative number. But even if this condition is true, see this is the true block, this block is true block, and else if this block is also true block. Okay, and the else block, this one is a false block, this one is a false block. Okay, means we are going to check two times. Okay, first if this condition is true, if number is greater than 0, we can say this line of code will execute, means number is positive. But if number is not positive, okay, if number is not, if it will come inside the else part. Again inside the else part we are going to check number is less than 0. Okay, because first we have checked it's a greater than 0. No, it's not greater than 0. Then it will come inside the else part. So inside else part again I am going to check. That's why I have written else if number is less than 0. If it is true, it will say number is negative. But again if it is false, so it will go inside the else part. And inside else part we have just display a message, because probably we have only three things. One is positive, one is negative. If a number is not a positive, not a negative, then here we are not going to check, because not required. Okay, if you have three options, one in one box, for example, I just want to tell you that you have three boxes. Okay, you have three boxes. In one box you have ice cream, in second box you have something called tea, and in third box you have coffee. So if I open first box, and in first box you will get is a ice cream, and in second box you say it's a coffee. So is there any requirement to check third box? No, it's by default coffee. Okay, because if you have three things and you have checked two things, so no need to check the third one. Okay, because you know what is the in third one. So that's why if you need to check multiple condition, okay, you need to have else if statement. Okay, let me show the output. Refresh. Okay, let me cancel it, let me refresh it again. F5, 5 I press enter number. For example, I have entered 45. As you know, 45 is positive number, so it will display number 45 is positive number. Getting, again I click refresh. I am going to press minus 47. Minus 47 I have pressed. Click OK. Now you are getting minus 47 is negative number. Okay, again refresh. For example, you are a smart user, you press OK. Now this 0 will go same way, yes or no? Same way it will go inside your variable. Okay, this 0 will go inside your num variable, it will store inside that, then it will check 0 is greater than 0. This will say no, 0 is not greater than 0. So this line of code will not execute. Okay, this line will not execute. Then it will go inside this else part. So again else part you have written else if. Again 0 is less than 0. No, 0 is not less than 0. So even this code will not execute. Okay, it will not go inside that, it will go over here. Okay, and it will say document.write number is 0. Okay, because if number is not positive, not negative, the number will be 0. Okay, so again I am going to coding and click OK. So you will get number is 0. So 0 is 0. 0 is 0. Why it's coming 0? Because we have displayed the value of num. The value of num is 0. That's why it's showing is 0. Okay. Okay, student. So you can write number is. You can write any message. Number is 0. Save it. Refresh. I have entered 1 2 3 4. That is a positive number. You will get 1 2 3 4 is positive number. Okay, again I have refreshed. I have pressed minus 9876. You will get negative number. Okay, minus 9876 is negative number. Again you click on refresh, you press 0. 0 is 0, number is 0. Okay, so you can display any message. So finally you come to know why we use else if you want to check multiple condition, you can use else if statement. Okay, if, else if and else. Okay student, that's it for today. If you have any query, any question related to this decision making statement like if, else if, or you can ask question, because student, if you don't ask question, how will you come to know the answer? Okay, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. Allah Hafiz.